Good morning, everyone. Today's report on workers' compensation highlights not only the struggles and injustices workers face, but also the urgent need for systemic change. As we look at the latest developments, it's clear piecemeal efforts at the state level are not enough. It's time for a National Workers' Compensation Commission and basic federal human rights for every worker in America, immigrant or not. Let's begin with Amazon.com, which has agreed to safety measures across its U.S. facilities after federal scrutiny. While this is progress, it shouldn't take agency interventions to protect workers from ergonomic injuries. A federal solution could enforce these protections uniformly and prevent such hazards nationwide. In Oregon, a contractor was fined over $135,000 for repeatedly exposing workers to fall hazards. Meanwhile, in California, a $563,000 fine was imposed after a worker was mauled by a dog. These fines are reminders of the patchwork safety regulations across states. A federal standard could ensure consistent safety enforcement across industries and locations. In Louisiana, a case of workers' compensation fraud highlights the need for transparency and accountability. Fraudulent activities by individuals or corporations erode trust in the system. A federal approach could streamline oversight and eliminate loopholes that allow bad actors to manipulate the system. Troubling issues persist in Alabama, where prison laborers producing goods for private companies are excluded from workers' compensation benefits. This is a stark example of how some of America's most vulnerable workers are denied basic protections. A federal commission could ensure that no worker, regardless of their circumstance, is left unprotected. We also see continued misuse of state doctor immunity, particularly in California, where a physician conspired to defraud the Workers' Compensation Trust Fund. Until we take away the state immunity granted to doctors, insurance companies will continue using them to delay, defend, and deny the benefits workers desperately need. The legal complexities in Missouri, where a court upheld a policy exclusion related to workers' compensation, further underline the inconsistencies across state lines. A federal workers' compensation system could resolve these discrepancies and provide workers with equitable outcomes regardless of where they live or work. Finally, in Minnesota, the Attorney General settlement with a company misclassifying workers as independent contractors is a win for labor rights. However, such victories should not depend on individual state efforts. A federal system could protect all workers, ensuring they are classified and compensated correctly. Here's the truth. The current state-by-state system leaves too many workers behind. A national commission would set uniform standards, enforce accountability, and guarantee basic protections for all workers, immigrant or not. It would prevent insurance companies from exploiting state-specific loopholes and would finally align America's labor policies with human rights principles. Let's also address this. Until state immunity for doctors is revoked, insurers will continue to weaponize the system to delay, defend, and deny claims. A federal solution could dismantle this practice and ensure that injured workers receive the care and benefits they deserve. Today's stories make it clear. The time for action is now. We need to unite for a federal system that prioritizes workers' safety, health, and dignity. Together, we can demand accountability, equity, and justice for every worker in America. Thank you for listening, and let's keep fighting for change.